Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
He should get the.
Yeah, like a song.
I'll close the door. What would be like the craziest company you'd want to sponsor you?
It's like, are you gonna take like the safe route, or like? I feel like it'd be cool to be like on the edge of something like risque, some weird shit. But
Like Adam and Eve? Like what do you...
Probably beer, like a beer company.
Oh, beer?
I'd like to have my own beer.
Your own beer before your own weed?
Probably for me, yeah.
You're a beer guy?
I like a good IPA.
You like IPA? I can't drink IPA.
It took me a while to get into them, but they're not all created equal though. You know, some of them are more like hoppy. Others are like sours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I used to like IPAs, but then it started giving me lockjaw. Legit, bro. I literally can't drink IPAs anymore.
They also get you really full.
Oh,
And
yeah.
like if you have a big meal and then you try to drink a few of them, you're just like food coma.
You
Beer
Irish?
coma. I am.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm Irish too.
St.
And
Patty's
it's
Day's coming.
Your stomach, it's like the Irish stomach just fills so much. It's just like beef, potatoes, carrots, and then just
the least appetizing food ever.
The strongest beer that you can think of.
Yeah. We don't have great food, Irish.
You ever been to Ireland?
That'd be dope though. I actually did the ancestry thing recently.
Oh, yeah?
I'm 63% Irish.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So you're wicked Irish.
16% Italian and then a bunch of like Scandinavian shit.
I thought you were Italian.
Yeah. Little bit.
16%.
16%.
I wouldn't do one of those.
I thought I'd be more,
Were you
honestly.
scared doing the ancestry shit?
I wasn't scared. I was just like, I wonder if what is revealed to be my actual makeup is like what I thought it was. You know
How
what
do
I
you
mean?
think that works though? Like I don't trust it. Like I feel like they're just making shit up.
You just spit in a sample
Yeah.
and then
And they tell you where your great grandparents were.
it's crazy.
Are we just dumb? Like, or does that shit? It just doesn't make sense
It just
to me.
it can't be that easy. I don't know how. It's fucking crazy.
I know people who found out that they had siblings from Ancestry.com and
Oh, really?
23andMe and shit. Yeah. Like siblings they didn't know they had.
Hopefully they never did some of that Alabama shit.
No, what happened is
Imagine finding that shit out though. Like,
Yeah.
I dated this girl for like 4 years.
and it was your sister?
I'm actually related.
That would be horrible. No, this is some shit like, oh, your dad didn't pull out 20 years ago and he didn't know about it.
That's why everyone should take one of those. So we all know.
If you had a hidden kid, would you really want to know? Like what you did?
Man.
Like it's like 15. He's like an
This
emo.
definitely
He's like an emo kid. He listens to like fucking what's
My
some
Chemical Romance.
Yeah, My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, but there's
He
got to
goes
be
to
like
the Palladium.
there's got to be like a threshold of how old, Like at some point, missed the boat.
You missed the boat. I'll come back when you're doing something good.
Yeah.
I just don't trust that Ancestry.com shit.
Yeah. And then there's like a million of them, like 23andMe and fucking like what's the difference? They're all the same shit.
They're all
They're all
same
probably
shit.
a little bit inaccurate.
Thank you so much for coming on Bucked Up. Welcome.
up,
I'm
man?
happy we're
Yeah.
fucking doing this.
Yeah, man.
Get off
Appreciate you having me.
to a different start. I didn't even do, what beer company's your sponsor?
Probably my favorite beer is Treehouse. And I think they're based out of like Fitchburg.
Really?
Nah, not Fitchburg, but out there.
I know nothing about beer now.
They're really good. They have like a bunch of different IPAs and shit, but something like that. I don't know, but I would like it to be like my own.
Are you a
Like a
brewery
real
guy?
smooth IPA. Rep the brand a little
Real
bit.
smooth.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So that was a good call, but that is funny. You have it.
Yeah.
Like I feel like bucked up weed. Like this weed will get you bucked
It'll
up.
get you bucked up. Yeah,
That would work.
A real smooth IPA.
Works out.
Yeah.
Bucked up. I've never talked about this on the podcast. Do you know what bucked ups is?
No.
I had no idea. Have you ever heard of that shit? It's like a southern shit and also like a Central America shit. Central, like the flyover states. It's a hunting supplement. Like it's like a hunting steroid called Bucked Ups. And it's all like Republican, like hunters and shit. So I get all these like weird ass followers thinking I'm associated with this hunting steroid.
So what is it like? What does it do?
It's just a steroid. So when you go hunting, you can like choke out a deer or something.
Oh shit!
Like I don't know.
It's like legal.
Yeah. I mean, it's legal, but then I read this article because I get like bucked up alerts.
Yeah.
That was like, it's legal, but if you're a professional athlete, you can't take it because it is steroids.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, is it like HGH where that's like basically legal steroids, you know?
Yeah.
Or is it like legit steroids?
Yeah.
Either way, that's fucking crazy.
I bucked up, so I feel like I should get them sponsored, but then I don't want that brand repping me.
Then you got that demo.
I got that demo. Are you a brewery guy?
I like breweries once in a while. I feel like it'd be dope, like if I eventually have kids, take your kid to the brewery, grab a beer. You know what I mean?
You see so many
drive,
kids.
Have your partner drive. But
You have no kids?
no,
Yeah.
not yet.
How many you want?
Probably 3. I think 3 is good.
It's a lot of kids in a brewery.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up with 2 sisters, so we had 3.
Oh, okay.
I feel like, but then there's like the middle child syndrome going on.
Are you middle child?
I'm the youngest.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
I'm an only child. That's why I need the attention. Like,
yeah. What about you? How many are you going to have?
I kind of want one.
Just
it's
one,
like you
one and done?
whatever you're used to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is a weird segue, but
Let's do it.
stick with me. So, like, I did grow up an only child, and so I want one. But that's probably not good because it fucked me up in a lot of ways. And I realized I have to break the comfort mold. And I'm like, oh, shit, isn't that what, like, life's all about, is, like, breaking the comfort mold?
For sure.
Like, not going with the thing that's just the easy thing that you know.
Got to step out of your comfort zone, you know? Otherwise, like, how you going to grow? How you going to evolve as an artist, as a human, whatever, right?
Yeah, you got to create.
Did it make you, like, introverted growing up?
Hella.
Yeah.
Were you?
No, but I mean, like, being an only child. Like, did it make you, like, because you didn't have siblings, it made you more, like, want to go meet people and shit?
No, it made me introverted. And then when I realized that, like, why are you holding shit? Like, all right, so you had siblings. Were you close with your siblings?
Yep, still am.
That's dope. That's wicked dope. So you could share things with them.
Right.
So
for sure. Get advice. Because I'm the youngest, like I said. So I have a sister that's 4 years older than me and then 6 years. So we're all like close enough in age, but
Were they supportive of music when you started?
big time. I actually got into hip hop because I would find all their old CDs. Like I was a young kid. I would see Get Rich or Die Trying or, you know, Eminem Show. And
Oh, so they were into good shit.
Yeah, they that was when people bought CDs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was like I was a young, curious kid, and I would find their CDs, and like my mom would be like, "What are you listening to down there?" You know. But then eventually, my mom started buying me CDs, so she was cool with it.
Do you have like a first memory with music?
Yeah. So I was 3 years old, and I remember this is when Gangsta's Paradise was huge. Rest in peace, Coolio. And I just remember that shit was in like a bunch of movies. That song was everywhere when I was like 4 or 5 years old. And my sisters were like listening to Mariah Carey and shit in the house and like dancing to it. And I was like 4 years old. I was like, nah, put on Coolio. I want Coolio. And I was super young. And that was the only song I knew. Because it was also on the Keenan and Kel show. Coolio did like the intro song.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he was just like everywhere. He was like the first rapper I'd say that I like kind of got into, but it was also the days then when I got older, it was like TRL and shit on MTV. Oh, they played music videos. I come home after school and like one Mike Nas video would be on. I'd be like, what is this? You know?
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, all right. Then I did my research on him and found like East Coast hip hop, and that was kind of the beginning of it.
How old were you when you started
rapping?
Yeah.
So probably around college, when I was in college, I started like writing in my notes in my phone and like putting out like shitty SoundCloud songs. They were ass. I didn't really have like a mic set up. but the foundation was there. You know what I mean? Like I was like, all right, I can actually like put words together. I could tell a story. I could do shit like that. So then officially, like when the pandemic rolled around, I had more time on my hands, and I was just like, yo, I think it's time to go for this.
Take it seriously.
Yeah. So it was right around 2020. It's been about 3 years, like taking it like serious.
What was that moment?
I was out in LA visiting my cousin. He's older, and we were at like a hotel party and shit. And people were like, he was like, oh, let me throw on a beat, and did my thing. And then people were like, yo, where can I find your music? Is it on platforms? And I was like, nah, it's just like bars that I have written. And they're like, why don't you do it for real? And I was like, it's a good question. So it was kind of like that moment, and then I just kind of realized like I really want to try this. And, I'm not getting any younger, but, Jay dropped Reasonable Doubt. He was like 27. So
how old are you?
I'm 30.
Okay.
So I was around that age,
Yeah. It's really funny when the age thing almost doesn't matter now. That's a cool story. Cause I always, whenever I hear people like say that, I think about going to Conway's debut album release for God Don't Make Mistakes, which is his first major label
on a major
release.
Yep.
And that was also his 40th birthday.
That's crazy. His first major. Appreciate you, bro. Damn, that is crazy. Well, all those guys I feel like kind of got their moment in their mid 30s, which is, 2 Chainz even, like, look at 2 Chainz. He blew up same age, late 30s, like, and some, like, look at Styles P. He's been putting out fire shit the last few years. You know what I mean? Like, these guys are like aging gracefully.
Yeah, it doesn't
shit.
matter now.
Royce the 5'9", some of his best work was after he got sober and into his 40s. Like, it's crazy, man. Nas, look what Nas just did with Hit Boy.
Yeah. And you think, all right, you're 30 now, so think about what you can do in 10 years and what you've done in 3 years from starting,
Exactly. And it's like, I feel like hip hop is just not that type of shit, where you age out. If anything, you like Ransom. Look at what Ransom's doing right now. He's having like a second renaissance of his career.
We were literally just talking about that in the car on the way here.
Yeah. Like he is more well known now than he ever was. And if you ask him, he'd probably tell you he's put his best music he's ever put out in the last couple of years. And that's just like, I think he was on Rap Radar with B. and Elliott, and he was like, the reason I'm able to do this at my age is because I had to grow into it and mature, and like shit I saw when I was 25, I had to learn to speak on that into my 40s. Like I had to experience life.
Yeah.
And like I think the older you get in this shit, you're gonna have more experiences, you're gonna have more content to pull from.
People want to hear real experiences now.
Exactly.
And like learn knowledge instead of just like have fun with it. Because there's still fun music, and I love fun music. That's not what I'm saying. But it's like, no, what experiences did you go through, and what can you teach us?
Exactly. Because like that's what music is at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. You're reporting on what you see, in the world around you and in your own life. So it's like, sometimes you got to experience more life. So it's like funny, like I feel like Rick Rubin always talks about this shit where he's like, if you think writer's block exists, you're just not living enough life. Because like you need to experience more shit so you can have more of a, foundation to pull from. And I feel like you got to just live some life, and maybe you'll make your best shit. Like Ghostface. I feel like as Supreme Clientele, he was in like Africa or some shit.
Yeah.
And then he fucking made that. And like a lot of the slang and like shit he was talking on that album was like inspired by that moment. So that's like a classic album,
It's funny you mentioned Crime Apple before, because I don't listen to my podcasts. It's
ever?
When I cut clips, I'll listen to it at 2 times speed until I find something that I want to, but really no. But I've been going back and listening to the episodes that, like I went back and listened to the Crime Apple episode.
Yeah, that was
I
a good
never
one,
really
man.
listened to that one. And I remembered, and I forgot the story about him going with DJ Muggs to Colombia and them recording all their music down there.
Yeah.
And just like getting out of your area to create, that writer's block thing is really That blew my mind that you said that.
Yeah.
Because I asked people, how do you deal with writer's block? But that just answered everybody's question right there, you know?
And it's like, I feel like, if you always kind of make the same music, or like you approach the same, kind of content all the time, it's like, maybe you haven't tried something enough. Maybe like, why don't you tell a story about you had a crazy night on mushrooms?
Yeah.
Write a song about it. Like, now you have something to pull from, where sometimes it's like just writing bars all the time and punchlines that can get like, not boring, but it can get like, it doesn't always motivate you as an MC, I feel like. So it's like, maybe I should tell a story now, or maybe I should, talk about something different.
Yeah.
I feel like that's important.
It's so funny. We were joking on the way here, me being like, if you could live anywhere else, where would it be? Because of your new song, which is a dope ass song. I really fuck with the
Miami shit,
96
yeah.
hours in Miami, of course. But I was like jokingly gonna bring it up that way.
Yeah.
But it's true. Like, all right, that's an experience that I really liked that song because I knew it was an experience.
Yeah,
like a real experience.
I wrote that shit on the flight back, and I was like, my song before that I put out was a completely different vibe. So it was like, all right, I want to do something a little more like, with more like a little bit of a bop to it, And that's like not a typical beat for me. Like, I do a lot of like more traditional like boom bap kind of shit. So that was like, all right, let me try something a little more mainstream. But yeah, if I didn't go on that trip, if I didn't go down to Miami for 5 days, and I wouldn't have had that song. So it's like, sometimes the best art comes just from those experiences.
Yeah, and I'm saying this, I the boom bap shit, of course, I love that shit, but I really enjoyed that song because I don't know, it was like a real experience. Like, I hate when comedians lie on stage.
Yeah.
I hate like of course you got to embellish and change shit, but like when you're just making shit up, you're like,
just for the sake of.
But you can tell you wrote it like right after, and that shit's real, and it came across as authentic, which I think is what makes things good or not good.
For sure.
Authentic or not.
For sure, man. I mean, it's like, they always say like hip hop, there's an element of fabrication, right? With not living your raps and all that shit. But like, at the end of the day, you fuck with the people who are authentic. Yeah. And you could tell they are. And you could tell that they're telling a real story. And sometimes that might just be being yourself. And that's the dopest thing you can do, is just be yourself, I feel like.
Yeah, like I think about that with jokes, where it's like, I live 24 hours every day. I can't come up with 5 minutes about one of those hours. You know what I mean?
You
I
feel like you're doing yourself a disservice if you're not writing a joke every day. At least
even that, because I like to live life and have them come to me. But when I'm not going up on stage, like I've been doing a lot of hour-long sets now. Mm-hmm. And that's really cool, because in an hour, it's an hour of me talking.
That's a long fucking time.
We've been doing 18 minutes so far. That's 4 times that, and it's me just talking.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I really have to figure out how to keep people's attention and
for
laughing.
a long time.
But I have a hella crazy stories. I've lived a wild fucking life.
Yeah.
Like, I really have
Yeah.
lived some crazy. So I always have things.
You have things to pull from, and it's real, and it's like, what you do is dope, because it's like you have your comedy stuff, you have this, and you kind of bring those worlds together, and you highlight a lot of artists that aren't technically maybe what people would consider or deem mainstream per se, but like, this is a whole culture and a whole world of dope art, and I feel like you really highlight artists in that lane, so that's dope.
And I don't want to talk to people I don't want to listen to. Right. You know what I mean? Like, if I don't see something, no matter what, I'm not gonna be like, it's just not worth it.
Because it's just gonna come off as not genuine.
Yeah.
People are gonna know what you're a fan of, what your taste is, and then you'll see what someone that like, nah, that's kind of whack, or like that's not genuine.
Yeah.
So I respect that, man. That's dope.
Would you move to Miami?
I thought about it, man. I mean, I said it in the hook. It's like,
someone described Miami as GTA.
It is GTA. It is GTA. It's wild. It's like, you got the warm weather that LA has, but like, you got the like never sleeps that New York has. But it's just it's insane. Like, people don't even go out till like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Like, how do people? Do people like actually work in Miami?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I had a comedy show, and I get there every time I have a show. I get there an hour early. That's just like I like to be ready. I can smoke a joint. I can chill. I can see the venue, whatever. The show's at 7, so I get there at 6. Show doesn't start till like 10:30. I'm just fucking sitting there for. I'm like, they're like, oh yeah, that's Miami time.
Yeah, pretty much. It's quite a place, man. That was my first time being down there, but yeah, I mean,
I loved it down there. That was my first time. I had to cut like 3 shows down there.
Yeah, it was cool too because like I at one point was like pretty fluent in Spanish, and now I'm kind of like rusty with it. But like when I went down there, I was like taking drunk Ubers and I was having conversations in Spanish, so I was like, I still got it. So it was good.
I stayed in the Scarface Hotel.
Oh, that's crazy.
The hotel that they filmed Scarface in and shit.
How was that? What was that like?
It was I was kind of like, damn, I don't really want to stay on the Strip because it's like so far to get to everything.
Right.
But then I saw there was the Scarface Hotel. I was like, all right, it's just kind of cool.
Yeah. Was it where in like? Do you remember where that was? That like Little?
It was like
Havana?
pretty far down on the Strip
into town.
Yeah.
We were in South Beach, and then we went out like.
Oh yeah, it was on South Beach.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. Word.
Yeah. Whatever all the hotels are. I don't think I could live down there.
It's kind of a vacation spot more.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, but I do not think like someone who looks like me doesn't fit in Miami. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know what's crazy? Like, I've gotten mistaken for like being Cuban.
Oh, I feel
you know what I mean?
You got you got the big
yeah.
I just look kind of Jewy.
Are you Jewish?
No. Everyone thinks I am though.
What's your? Did you ever do ancestry? What's your makeup?
I'm just like old school white, like you know what I mean.
A little bit of everything. Good old fashioned.
Exactly. Yeah. Probably Scottish, Irish.
Like what's the dominant? Nothing's dominant. Would you say
English? Maybe.
Yeah.
No, I don't even know. Definitely not looking at me. I don't look English. I don't really care.
Yeah. It's like, you're not.
I don't care about any, like, yeah.
Like, I'm as Irish as I am. I like celebrate St. Patrick's Day by drinking. And I've never been to Ireland, but that shit would be dope. My parents have gone, but yeah, it'd be a good experience, but it's not like I got to get to Ireland.
If you could move anywhere, where would it be?
I don't know, man. I've thought of like doing the whole LA thing just because like there's, a decent amount of opportunity in like the industry, but maybe Miami, but I mean, I love Boston, but it has its shortcomings.
Like what?
It's just like you're not a world class city if you shut down at like 2 a.m. I feel like like the world parties, man. It's like you can't keep up. And there's no happy hour either.
Yeah,
we don't have happy hour. Because someone got...
When you go out to Weston, where I'm from, there's happy hour.
Yeah. I
don't think they can call it that, though.
Yeah, because, like, someone got hammered leaving the ground round years ago and, like, got in a bad accident, I think. And then they were like, nah.
Really?
People can't drink this early in the day.
Yo, imagine being the owners of that place.
You just fucked over, like...
You fucked everyone over, and they all know
generations of partiers.
Yo, you are the reason. Not the dude who crashed.
It's crazy,
the rest, because no one knows his name.
It's crazy.
You know the restaurant name. That's so fun. I was thinking that I was super stoned at the Middle East last night. I was thinking... Like, Massachusetts thinks we're like babies.
Yeah.
It's like they're like,
they don't trust us.
No, you cannot go out after this time. You have to go home.
Yeah,
like,
man.
You don't think people are just gonna get like fucked up at home? You know what I mean?
Well, and it's also like, think of like on like the business side of things too. When people come to Boston for like a work conference or whatever, it's like they're gonna want to do some shit. They're gonna want to go out. They're gonna want to hit maybe a strip club or two. There's not many of those
guy?
in Boston. They're not good ones anyway.
I'm not
like a big strip club guy.
I've never had a good experience at a strip club, and I've only been to like 3.
Have you ever been to like one like in Atlanta though?
No.
Like the Mecca?
No.
Because I haven't either, and everyone's like, that's that's the way you got to do it.
I've been to the Foxy Lady in Providence, Rhode Island.
I've never been to that one. What is it in Billerica? It's Mac 2s. It's like you can go there when you're 18. So like when I turned 18, we all went there because that's like an 18 plus, not a 21 plus.
It's definitely 21 plus now.
You think?
Yeah,
Well,
you can't even smoke cigarettes when you're 18.
I know, it's crazy.
I was right.
Go to war.
You can't go to war. They really do think we're babies.
It's insane.
Maybe we should. Do you think we need babying? Some people are dumb as fuck. If you go to South Boston on St. Patrick's Day, you'll be like, I know why the laws are the way they are. Yeah,
a lot of immaturity going around.
I had a layover in Dublin on St. Patrick's Day, so I just had to sit in the airport for like 3 hours.
Did you try an authentic Guinness?
Yeah, I've been to Ireland.
Yeah.
This is such a fuck story, but I'll tell it.
Let's do it.
So you know the Cliffs of Moher? Have you ever heard of those? They're like famous cliffs in Ireland.
Okay.
They're like one of the most famous tourist spots in Ireland.
I should probably know that, but yeah.
And my grandfather wanted his ashes spread there. So we're like, all right, we'll go. When we go to Ireland, we'll go do that.
Mm-hmm.
And they're beautiful, beautiful. If you Google them, they're absolutely beautiful. But we get there, and something about Ireland is it's hella rainy. And also something about cliffs is it's super windy. So we're just full of
That's a bad recipe.
And it's like flying back, sticking to our face and shit.
So you're like, fuck Ireland.
No, just like if someone says spread your ashes somewhere, just throw them out. Say you will and just throw them out. They're not going to know.
Damn.
I did like Ireland. That's a fucked story, but it's true. I did like Ireland.
What's what's the like best place you've traveled to?
Ooh. Maybe the most pretty place I've ever been was Sitges, which is a small beach town north of Barcelona in Spain.
Oh, that's dope.
I had a girlfriend who lived in Spain for a little bit and a girlfriend who lived in Scotland for a little bit.
Damn.
So I got to travel.
You got international Tinder?
No, they moved there, which I'm not even going to say it's because of me. I had 2 girlfriends move to Europe while dating me.
Damn. That's kind of ill for the resume, though.
Yeah, to be able to go out there.
Yeah.
I've been lucky being able to travel.
Yeah.
Craziest
Argentina's a dope place.
Argentina? Is that the craziest trip you've been on?
I studied there in school. I
Where'd
went down there for like 3 months. I went to some upstate school, upstate New York.
Where?
Union.
Oh, I know Union.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I looked Schenectady.
I got into Union, I think,
Word?
but they didn't give me enough money.
Yeah. It was a fun place, but yeah, I did like 3 months down there. And their Spanish is really different, though, the way they speak.
How?
Like, they'll say chicken, they'll say pollo, not pollo. Like how it's like the double L is like a Y sound. That like Spanish we know. It's super weird, so I had to get used to that. But the steak down there and the wine is crazy.
Craziest thing you did down in Argentina? Craziest thing you did down there?
I did paragliding. Like basically parachute off the mountain type shit. That was cool. Little language barrier though, so that was kind of scary.
Yeah, I would never do that.
He was like, do you want if something goes wrong, do you want it in English or Spanish? I was like, English, please.
It's with somebody.
Yeah. You put the like parachute thing on you with a professional. You just kind of jump off the mountain, just kind of float down to the ground. It's pretty dope.
Would you ever do that? I don't think I'm so scared.
Scary. It was scary.
I don't like teasing God like that.
Yeah, testing his patience.
You know what I mean? Like if it's like, oh, that's so fun because I didn't die.
Yeah,
you know, it's only fun because you. But the view's probably
the view was crazy, and just like being able to say I did that was pretty dope. But yeah, it's a cool place down there. It's different. I mean, it's crazy too because they just won the World Cup. So like if I was down there for that, like did you see the videos of how many fucking people there were when they won? Like you couldn't even move in the street.
I don't pay attention to sports.
Yeah, I feel you. Only music and comedy.
Yeah, basically. I used to like sports, but yeah, basically that's just my focus.
Did you play anything growing up? Sports?
Baseball.
Okay.
Baseball, soccer, basketball. I was like obsessed, but then I just hit a certain age.
Yeah.
So like,
at some point, it's like, we're not going pro.
It's funny, like my dad's a musician.
Okay.
And he was a D1 baseball player.
Oh, dope. Where?
Providence College.
Okay.
When they still had baseball.
Oh, they don't anymore?
No, because of they couldn't pay for softball too.
Oh, shit.
So they got rid of both sports. Because it was their law that whatever funding in college sports goes into men, it also has to go into women.
Oh, yeah,
so
like
some
Title IX?
Yeah, Title IX. So some schools were like, fuck the women's teams, we'll get rid of the men's teams too.
Yeah.
Which is kind of wild. It's that is wild though. We're not even going to get into that. That's a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
It could get either one.
Don't want the Quakers after you.
Yeah, I don't want my Quaker followers after it. But yeah, no, my dad was a musician and an athlete, so I think I got to an age where it was like, those are his things. Like I used to play drums.
Yeah. But did he, like him being a musician, did that get you into music?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
He's the reason I love rap. Like that's cool hearing about your sisters putting you on. Because my dad like showed me rap.
Oh, word.
But I didn't like to make music.
Yeah.
Like I never wanted to be a rapper.
Yeah.
I never wanted to.
You got to have a 16 though somewhere written down, I feel like.
Oh, I have one song that I recorded on my phone, and it's so bad. I mean, it was funny bars. But it just was like, I tried to play it for my girlfriend the other day, and I got like 5 seconds and I had to turn it off. I was like, I can't do this.
When did you make it?
When I was like 18.
Okay. Oh, so you've been sitting on that one.
Oh, yeah, it's never going to see the light of day.
Could be like a collector's item or something someday.
I would, no, it's just super. Honestly, I had 2 friends who really wanted to rap. Yeah. And so they were like, and I always told them, I'm a comedian. Yeah. You guys rap. And then they were like, come on, like make a song for us. So I did that. And then I was like, I'm never doing it. Like,
you realize quickly, like, it's not for everyone.
Yeah, I just did it for them. Like, why would I do something? It's like with my sport, with the sports, and like those are my dad's things. Like, why would I want to do? I only want to do shit that's because I want to do it. Yeah, honestly,
totally. And that's dope that your pops didn't like try to force it on you. Like you should take music classes or like you should play baseball. Like you kind of did. You did your own thing. That's dope.
Yeah. Did you have family who made music?
I did not. No. My parents, like they kind of, you know, my mom will like watch The Voice and shit. She's into that shit, but like just shit on the radio. You know what I mean? Mostly like classic rock. My dad would have on, and then the whole hip hop thing was definitely my sister's, but also just growing up in Lynn, it was everywhere. Like I was in middle school when like Dipset was popping, and like, you know, Wayne was putting out the early Carters, and that's when Kanye came out, and Jay was, you know, this is like Black Album era, so got in at a good time. You know, it was a DMX and all those dudes, so it was everywhere.
Yeah. But you were just like enjoying it at that time.
I was enjoying it, but I was like, this is like all I want to listen to. And that was like burning CDs. If you remember that era, like making your own mix, putting out like, I got the hottest mix, like from LimeWire type shit. So yeah, no, it was everywhere, but it wasn't like, oh, I want to make music until I got older and like, you know, started writing bars and shit. And I was like, oh shit, like I can actually like put words together, do this shit.
Yeah. It's cool that you mentioned 2 Chainz earlier, because I was like just talking about how he's like one of the most like kind of underrated.
He doesn't get enough credit as like a skillful rapper. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I think when he first started getting popular, and he was featured on everything. I feel like everyone just thought he was like saying like goofy bars, but like it's kind of like a lot of them were like crazy punchlines. I feel like
and he still puts out quality music to this day. Like I always check out his projects.
Oh, for sure, because he blends like a lot of shit together. He's creative as fuck. I fuck with him.
Who do you think you would sound best with? Not like who would you want to work with,
but you know Marlon Craft.
Yeah,
I feel like we would make some dope shit. I feel like me and him would make like some fire. I mean, Crime Apple is one of my favorites. Droog, those are probably like 2 of my favorites. I feel like me and Droog would make something dope too.
Droog, I've been a fan of for so long. It's crazy that he's finally like.
Yeah, I saw him at the Middle East. He opened up for, I think it might have been Slaughterhouse, and that was like Nutty Bars was like that song out at the time. And I was like in the front row, and I knew most of the bars, and he was like, yo, that's fire, bro. Because like no one, that was when people thought he was Nas. You remember that shit?
That's what I was about to ask. Do you guys remember when people thought he had a show in New York? I almost drove to New York just to see who he was.
It's crazy.
I knew he wasn't Nas.
I
thought that was the stupidest. I'm not going to lie. I thought that was real dumb. I was like, this dude doesn't sound like Nas.
I think that.
Did you think he sounded like Nas?
I think more The Game. He sounded like a mix of Nas and The Game.
Imagine if Droog was The Game.
That's some shit The Game would do. That's definitely some shit The Game would do.
Shit.
But yeah, Droog's dope. But yeah, like that was crazy. No one even knew. And then he just started dropping crazy like project after project. But he's killing it.
You know all his album covers that are like the drawn. I did Kai Tech. I just had him on the podcast.
Oh, dope.
He did Mavi's new album cover. Did the God Fahim's. I'm not gonna give his school out, but literally, people just send me addresses and I pull up for the podcast. That's what happens. So I pull up to the address and it's a fucking like college dorm room.
Oh,
like he's 20 years old.
Oh,
and he's doing all these like covers for all these dudes.
Yeah. What did he do for Droog?
He did the new Groundhog Day. He did the Francis Ford Coppola. He did I'll just pull it up.
I like how he does Yod. Everything's like Yod.
Yeah.
Yod Wave. Like I didn't even put that together. That's Rod Wave, like the rapper. Rod Wave.
All of them
I didn't
are
even
like
think of that.
plays off of
Yodney Dangerfield.
plays off of different. Yeah, like he's been so good for so long. Like that one, the Yod Father. He did that one.
That one's crazy.
You can't see it, people on screen, but
Wiki too. I think I do something dope with Wiki.
Wiki's fire.
Wiki's fire. I really like Half God. That's a good album, man.
Yeah, all these dudes I've been listening for. It's cool when people stick with it. That's what I mean. Oh, that's me. I started playing Droog.
I was like, you showed him the album and then I started playing.
I started here. I was like, wait.
Is it coming from them? It's all good.
It's cool when people like, all right, I've been listening to Wiki and Droog for so long, almost 10 years now.
Yeah.
So Rat Kit, like 10 years. So it's crazy. It's cool when people stick with it because a lot of people who don't stick with it.
Oh, for sure.
How many people you listen to that don't? You look them up and you're like,
yeah, what happened to him?
Yeah.
Where's Trinidad James at?
Trinidad. All right, I won't take any Trinidad James slander because I love Trinidad James. He's doing like clothing and shit down in Atlanta. No, that's so funny. I have I get triggered about. I loved Trinidad James.
That was a banger.
He's the reason I found Travis Scott out.
Really?
Yeah, he had Travis Scott on a song early.
Okay. Do you like that lane of hip hop?
I like all the hip hop.
Okay, word.
Yeah. Literally, I like it all. I was out with Babytron. Like within a month, I was with like Griselda, Babytron, and fucking Chris Webby.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? It's like I like everything.
Chris Webby actually did a show at Union when I was there, and I was playing bear pong with him after and shit. He was a cool dude.
He's a wicked cool dude. Yeah.
But back then, he was like not really well known. So like all like the fucking meathead football dudes are like, yo, we're not letting this dude in our house. He's a fucking whack. Who is this dude? And like now he's made a career off music, man.
He makes so much money all independently.
Yeah.
Like he's a good blueprint to look at, no matter if you like his music or not. But his like blueprint of what he did, he just stayed consistent and just released hella music.
He's consistent. And he can rap.
He can rap.
He can rap for sure.
It's kind of like Russ. Like I don't listen to a ton of Russ stuff, but he was just so consistent for so long that.
But you know what was dope about what Russ did was he, with the Chomp 1 and Chomp 2, like he has some heavy hitters on that, and like for the most part, like some people say, he got washed on a few of them, but overall, man, he kind of held his own.
Yeah, I thought he did a really good job, but who cares? Like I don't want a rapper to do a feature and suck. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. That's so dumb when it's like, oh, the rapper killed you on your own song. It's like, did you want him to?
Yeah, I never.
Did you want him to spit a shitty verse? Yeah. Like,
do you think M washed Jay on Renegade? I feel like he kind of did, but I feel like the internet now is like Jay had the better verse. It's like revisionist history.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a big M fan. Like
in general?
like
Not his old shit either.
Infinite is a fire track off of the first
That's all
album.
you got. That's it. That's all you like. Is the Infinite?
I mean, I've listened to his shit throughout the. Yeah.
Eminem. I think Eminem's show was peak. Like he blended all the crazy shit from Slim Shady and Marshall Mathers LP, and he kind of made it a little more like accessible for people.
I love music, but I just don't like angry white people shit. I don't know. It's like, what are you so angry about?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's why I don't like punk. Like, I do like punk, but like angsty music, like
I see what you're saying.
it's just, that's not for me. I'm just, I don't know. It's just not my, he just sounds upset to me. It's like, go get a hug, bro.
Yeah. I mean, music is subjective.
I hope Eminem doesn't listen to this and get mad. Remember what you said?
You're gonna have 32 bars like Sam done bucked up.
If you want to hear a good Eminem diss, listen to the West Side Gun episode of Bucked Up.
All right.
That shit was hilarious.
No, but honestly, like music is all opinion, man. Like, some people, like that dude Yeet. Like I don't really get it. I don't get his appeal, but people love him. You know what I mean?
I do enjoy some of his music.
Yeah. So it's like same thing with like Playboy Cardi. Like I'm not gonna be bumping that, but there's a legion of kids that would like. It's culty. It's
I like Playboy
culty,
Cardi too. Yeah. It's weird. I really like anyone who's just doing their shit in their own way. Like, as I said, authentic.
Authentic. Yeah.
Authentic. It really doesn't, like, you know who Y&J is? Coochie Man?
No.
You hear that song, it's going viral on TikTok.
Shit. Okay.
It's going viral everywhere. I hate rapping songs, but Perk 10, I just popped a Perk 10. Perk 30, I just popped a Perk 30. Perk 60, I just popped 2 Perk 30s.
Hey, man.
You know, Perky Dance, I'm going to do my Perky Dance.
He's popping some perks, man.
That song's, I've loved Y&J for so long. Him and West Side Gun were my 2 top listened to artists. But his shit's so crazy. He'll mess up a bar, like he'll say it wrong, and he'll keep it in the song, and then he'll just be like, fuck it, I'm starting again. Like,
well, a lot of artists now like punch in their verses, you know? Like that's not my style. I write everything, but
yeah, what's your creative process?
it varies. You know, sometimes I like to come to the studio prepared. Like if I do a session here, shout out to Neighborhood Recordings here in Lynn, Mass. If I come to a session, I like to have my blueprint of what I'm doing and go in and record it. Other times, you know, rarely I'll do, if I'm in a session, you know, I'll kind of cook up and write on the spot, but a lot of it's just kind of like sitting with my thoughts. If I have a beat in mind, I'm kind of just writing to that beat at the crib. And then when I come here or wherever I'm recording at, like I know the verse, I'm doing it. Maybe I'll write some ad libs on the spot because I don't like to just do ad libs. I wish I had that gift. That's actually the hardest part of writing for me is writing like ad libs.
Really?
Yeah, like verses are clockwork.
I love a good ad lib.
But like ad libs, if effective, you know, obviously Griselda, they do them great.
I like the Davina one. I can't get that high.
That's usually how I do it, man. But
Watcha. That's SDNet.
I also like to like be challenged, you know. So like I do a lot of music with my boy David Ryan. We have a lot of music together and we do shows together and shit. So shout out to him. But yeah, if he'll send me a verse, he'll be like, "Yo, I wrote this last night on this beat. What you got for me?" Like, and that's a good way when you make music with someone else. You can always kind of like have a friendly competition. I feel like that breeds dope music a lot of times.
Yeah, because it keeps each other accountable.
Exactly.
Sometimes you need.
Yeah. Otherwise,
it's hard to hold yourself accountable all the time.
But yeah, man, it depends too. Like I do a lot of shit with a lot of like Lynn artists. So like T the Truth, he did my last album. He's from Lynn. He engineers, raps, produces, and he'll be like, "Yo, I really want you on this beat." You know what I mean? And then something in the beat might take me in a certain direction or whatever. But it's nice when you kind of, because I get a lot of beats from like YouTube and have licenses and like I lease them. but it's more organic when you do it with like a producer or someone you know.
100%.
So like, T the Truth's one of them. My guy Sav as well. Me and David and him are working on a project right now too. So he's always like feeding me beats, or we'll come here, we'll cook it up and write on the spot. So it definitely varies, but I like to kind of sit with my thoughts and just like come up with the verse, kind of like just at home chilling, which it may not be the most typical way, but
what do you have coming
for me? What's that?
What do you have coming?
Yeah, so like I said, David, Sav, and myself are working on an album. We got like 14 joints right now. So we're going to probably put that out in the spring. I'm working on another album with T. So we did Illustrious. Now we're going to do Stillustrious. So that's on the way. Got some other dope features from other Lynn artists on there. And yeah, just looking to do a bunch of shows, continue to do shows. We've done like 33 with Bars Over Bars.
Oh, so that's dope.
Yeah. So started doing them in the summer of 2021, about a year and a half. We've been just...
What is Bars Over Bars?
It's a community where it's free for the artists to perform, and anywhere that will do a hip hop show. A lot of them are like showcases, 20-minute sets. So I've done the Jungle in Somerville. It's a kind of like
they
a
do comedy
Middle East.
at the Jungle too.
The Jungle's dope.
Yeah.
We've done a bunch of shows there. We've done shows at Bentwater Brewery in Lynn.
There's one at like a Kava bar in Nashua, New Hampshire.
Yeah,
I think that they do.
So yeah, Hero the MC is the dude who runs it. He throws all the shows. He's thrown like 400 of them. Over like 600 different artists have kind of come through there. So yeah, it's been dope. I've been able to meet a bunch of other artists and be able to collaborate with people that way and just build like real, genuine connections with other artists and shit. So yeah, man, looking to drop a lot this year. Looking to just be consistent and try to keep making noise.
That's dope, man. Thank you so much for doing this. This
Yeah,
was a
man.
dope-ass time.
It's been fun. I appreciate it.
This has been wicked fun.
Yeah.
Where can people find your shit? Where do you want to...
Yeah, so all streaming platforms, Jeff Porter, at Instagram, at Jeff Porter _108. And working on getting the Bandcamp popping this year. I know that's a big avenue, and it's something I haven't really explored fully yet, but definitely looking to do more there, and more work with my homie Chairman Chow too. Going to be doing more videos with him this year. So, yeah, man, that's where you can find everything.
That's dope as hell, man. Thank you so much for doing this.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, everyone, for checking it out. Peace out.
Yeah. Hey,